Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be my top 5 perfumes for life springtime edition. So now that springtime is coming to a close, I wanted to go ahead and do my top 5 for life springtime perfumes. These are perfumes that, while I have a lot of top springtime perfumes, these are the ones that I see myself having for life. I see myself, if I run out of these, which I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. If I run out of these perfumes, I can see myself repurchasing them. And I wanted to do it by season because when I tried to do my top 10, I just had too many. So I thought I would have a little bit of fun and do it by season, and then eventually I'll dwindle it down to my top 10. There is one in here that's rumored to be discontinued, but I continue to find it online. So we're just going to pretend, because any of these perfumes can be discontinued at any time, that these are perfumes that are not discontinued or will not be discontinued. So I'm going to be doing this at the end of every season, and then eventually I'll go over my top 10 for life. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my number 1 first, and it's one that I've said if I had to put in a season, it would be spring, but this is probably the most versatile scent in my collection. I've worn it during the day, I've worn it to work, I've worn it to events, and that is Delina by Parfums de Mali. This to me is the perfect women of all ages kind of fragrance. It's one that I could see different age groups enjoying, but this has rhubarb, lychee, it has rose, peony, I believe there's vetiver, but everything in here is blended to perfection. This is one that I would say is a little bit more mainstream. I wouldn't call it designer. I would just say it's more mass appealing and mainstream. This still smells expensive. Like, there's perfumes that have been created in the designer realm that were created by Quentin Biche, who's the perfumer behind Delina. So while this one is become overdone, I would say, to me it's set apart from all the others and smells the most unique. But this one is tart. It's got some musk in it. Again, there's vetiver, so there's depth. There's something kind of smooth about this one, very blended. And there's some green nuances in here as well. Very beautiful. It's one that you can wear to brunch, and again, you can wear to a very beautiful, elegant dinner. I've worn this to all kinds of occasions. It's the most versatile, in my opinion, out of the ones I'm going to talk about. And again, that is Delina by Parfums de Mali. So next, I knew I wanted a fruity floral because I am a fruity floral kind of girl, but I already knew which fruity floral it was going to be. It was going to be one that was more on the floral fruity side, and that is Kayali's Deja Vu White Flower 57. This scent has nectarine, it has pear. It opens up with kind of that indolic jasmine. There's also, I believe, tuberose, orange blossom. I don't know if it's gardenia and magnolia or one or the other. To me, this is just a bouquet of white florals. And then you get vanilla in the base. There's patchouli in here. I believe this one has cashmere, or it might be sandalwood. But this is a kind of fruity, sweet, floral, fruity kind of fragrance. I find this one a little bit more girly and flirty than I would say Delina, because of that kind of fruity nectarine and pear that's in the opening. But yeah, I knew I wanted a fruity floral in my top 5. Like, fruity floral is a category I want pretty much year round, and this one to me is very springtime. And again, that is Kayali's Deja Vu White Flower 57. So next, I knew I wanted a kind of classy work scent, but versatile. A scent that, although I'll enjoy wearing to work, I'll wear it outside of work. And I knew right away that that was going to be Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. This is a fragrance that I think is beautiful for work. It's a little bit more boss lady, I would say. Yeah, this opens up kind of a citrus opening. I believe, I don't know if it's orange or mandarin, but it's got kind of a citrus opening with the lavender. And then as this dries down, you continue to get the lavender through the life of this fragrance, but you start to also get white florals that come in here. I believe there's jasmine, and this is another one that has different white florals. I don't really get the orange blossom. Everything in here is blended very well. In fact, all of these perfumes to me are blended very well. I don't really pick up a lot of the notes. It's more like the accords. But this one is an expensive, kind of luxurious scent. It's got an edginess to it from the lavender, but it's also got a touch of sweetness to it in the base from the vanilla. I will say that the intense version, it's a little bit easier to wear. The vanilla in there is a little bit more amped up, and it kind of smooths out the lavender a little bit. But they smell very similar. I just find that one to be a little bit more rich and vanilla, but not overly intense, but still really nice and a little smoother than the original. I actually like the edginess that is in the original. I like the lavender that's in here combined with the vanilla and the white florals. This is a very beautiful modern take on a white floral. Very expensive and classy. And again, that is Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. So another category I knew I wanted a kind of freshy during springtime because I live in Florida. So towards the later part of spring, it gets very warm. Like this week, it's been kind of muggy and in the 90s. So I wanted something that was very refreshing, that kind of cuts through that heat and stickiness. So my next fragrance is Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. And this one is said to be discontinued, but again, I can still find it. I did have a smaller bottle and I upgraded to a large bottle when I heard it was being discontinued. So hopefully this will last me for life. But this is like walking through a garden. You get kind of a minty opening, and then you get kind of a dewy, kind of floral greenness to this one. I believe there's cannabis plant, at least that's what it says on Fragrantica. And I get something green and kind of plant-like. I wouldn't say it smells like straight up cannabis, but I get those kind of green nuances in this one. There's rose. It's more of a fresh rose, but with other kind of florals mixed in here. It's got a dewiness, but I think it's the vetiver in here that also gives this one kind of a dry, woody feel at the base. But this one's very fresh. It's very clean smelling, very unique. It's not like anything I have in my collection, and it is one that I could see myself repurchasing so long as I can continue to find it. But this is a very unique, crisp, green, aromatic, minty, rosy kind of fragrance. And again, that's Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. All right, and then for my last fragrance, I knew I wanted an ultra springtime fragrance, and that is Maison Lancome's Jasmine's Marzipan. Just look at this bottle. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got this magnetic top. So this fragrance is like the ultimate jasmine perfume. Does open up slightly indolic in the opening, but then as it dries down, the jasmine gets more clean, slightly soapy. It could be a little sharp to some people. This one's beast mode. This is a fragrance that I think will last me a lifetime because a little bit of this goes a long way. But this is, again, kind of like that clean white jasmine. You get a nuttiness from this one. I don't know if it's almond or almond milk, but there's some kind of almond note in here that gives it kind of a nuttiness. And then there is, I don't know if this one has cashmere or sandalwood, but there is something kind of smoothing this scent out. And there is vanilla in here, but it's so slight to my nose. I don't really get it very much. For me, this is more about that kind of jasmine, and then it's got a nuttiness to it. It's very blended. The jasmine does at times get a little sharp, even though there is something kind of smooth in the base, but it's clean and kind of white. It's a very beautiful bridal scent. It's one that will last you from day to night. It's one that I've worn when we were in lockdown and people could smell it through their masks. So very beautiful, well-performing jasmine fragrance. And again, that is Jasmine's Marzipan by Maison Lancome. So those are my top 5 fragrances for springtime. Let me know in the comments below, what are your top 5? What are the 5 perfumes that you could see yourself purchasing again and again, that you gravitate towards around springtime. But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.